Welcome to another episode of Nritya Pravaham.
This episode is all about guidance. We have the immense pleasure of welcoming two guest mentors who will be joining us and guiding our choreographers at this point in their choreography.
Our mentors will watch a piece from each choreographer and give us their advice, insights, and constructive critiques.
Welcome to the mentorship episode of Nritya Pravaham 2025. We are so proud and honored to welcome our two guest mentors.
Hi, my name is Arrthami. I've started learning Bharatanatyam ever since I was 5 years old. I started with Srimati Nirmala Suresh, moved on into my training with Dr. Minika Thakur, who is no longer with us. However, since my first two gurus, or my acharyas, who have shaped and taught me so much about the art form, I decided to pursue it further, and therefore have been learning with my current gurus, Shri Shujit Nambiar and Srimati Parvati Menon from Chennai, India. And I've been with them for the past 10 years. And I continue to learn from them, gain as much knowledge, seek their mentorship in all aspects of dance, as I feel like dance is a never-ending learning journey.
So my name is Atri. I am a Bharatanatyam dancer. I've been dancing for quite a while. I've been dancing since I was 4. I started with my teacher, Lata Pada. And I think what drew me to Bharatanatyam was the fact that I watched her when I was young.
I remember there was this one piece that my teacher, Shujit Nambiar, had choreographed literally like 5 days before my performance. It was a piece called Muruga Muruga in Salveri Ragam. Very eerie ragam, but took me into a world that I don't know if I'll ever experience, because these are once in a lifetime opportunities that you experience on stage.
I convinced my parents that I would take a semester off of university to go on tour with Sampradaya and with Lathanti's work called Vividha and Hausat. Vividha has still to this day is one of my favorite pieces to watch, to perform, to dissect as choreography. An artist, as someone that's been born and brought up in Toronto, that's pursued dance here, to go to India to work with Indian artists and dancers, and to tour in that country at a pretty young age, I would say, was one of the best experiences that I had as a dancer.
I'm extremely excited to hear about the concept that they're thinking of and how they're planning on executing it. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're drawing inspiration into their choreography, what's inspiring them in their movements, in their thought process, in their choreography. It could be a person that's influencing them, it could be something like nature, it could be something like something that they're drawing from their gurus or their teachers. Or even something that could be collaborative with the other dancers that they're, choreographing for. So I'm excited to hear about that.
So I am looking forward to understanding how they're using Bharatanatyam as a form, as a technique, not just the physical form of it, but perhaps even the abhinaya techniques, and how they're sort of manipulating the form to showcase their ideas, and what those might be, what their curiosities are of the form, to show what is the connection between what their ideas are and how they're bridging the gap between what is Bharatanatyam, what the technique that they've trained in is, and how they're using it to pursue their idea and what they're curious about. The advice is quite simple. It's just to keep being honest with your art. It's to keep being honest with your dance. It's to keep being honest with your practice, and continue to pursue it relentlessly.
Hi, I'm Arrthami. Super excited to see what you have in store. I hear there's a group of choreographers with a whole bunch of concepts that you guys have nurtured, have looked into and researched and delved into quite deeply. And so looking forward to hearing what you have in mind with your team and your group, how you put that together, the thought process, what you're hoping for an audience, a third person to experience while you're sharing your art and your work. Yeah, that's about it.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm so excited. I've actually really been like eager for like feedback recently, just because I feel like, because when you're like working on your own, it's so like hard to like get other perspective or feel like you're missing something. So the theme that I got was Threads of Connections, but they picked up the piece itself. I think it's just the expression where we're kind of like lacking, and I think that's something I'm also always working on myself too.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that, and I'll hopefully give you some valuable feedback.
Well done. I think the concept is coming. So I like how you guys have like such innocent and like this young girl energy that's really showing. Like it's not so superficial. That you guys love dance. Like you guys all love dance, and it's very visible. And that you guys are here to have a lot of fun. And so I appreciate that it's not something forced. So the more you get used to dancing with each other, the more and that's just not dancing. It's like actually feeling each other's energy, understanding each other, getting to know each other. That's going to show on stage because that's what's going to set you apart from, okay, this is like a crisp and clean choreography versus something that has emotion and for the audience to experience. So that's something that I would definitely, recommend, and I think you guys will get there.
I really liked the feedback that Arrthami gave me. I think she was very, very helpful and in-depth about my concept. I was really kind of worried about the theme a little bit, just because it's like I'm thinking about it all on my own. There's someone else to really help in that department. So she was really specific about also one of the hardest parts of my set, and she told me to kind of change the pace within each section of my set, which is really useful, and I don't think I would have thought of that by myself. I think it would have just been go, 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 but it's nice to have that idea through, and now I can actually apply what she had told me. So yeah.
So my name is Atri. I'm going to be supporting you in your choreographing endeavor today. Can you just tell me a little bit about what your theme is, and then maybe how you've decided, what prompted you to choose it?
For sure. My name is Kulakshana. So the theme that we got was Echoes of Silence.
Okay.
We didn't want any words, any dialogue or anything on it. We wanted people to just be able to understand it just throughout the piece.
Okay.
It is I am really nervous about it because without dialogue, we don't know how it's gonna look.
Okay.
Until we actually start doing everything, making creating the pictures, creating all that. But yeah, I'm 100% open to any ideas, any feedback, any
I feel
suggestions.
like your, I think trust in your training. We're really good, Bharatanatyam dancers are really great at creating scenes. What's your what's your choreographic process? How are you, so you have the music, obviously, clearly, but how are you creating movement apart from the scenes themselves? What is leading you, how are you creating movement?
In terms of, for me, I love creating pictures.
Okay.
I want to create pictures, and also because it's such a very touchy topic, it's something we could really connect to the audience with if we were to create scenarios, little scenarios that people could connect to.
Yeah, I'm just here as external eye, do what you can, tell your dancers to do what they can. It's totally fine.
We're all nervous.
It's truly, please just do your best. I like the way you work through formations. I think we were talking about this before, that you you want or like to work through formations, and you're creating images, and those things are really clear. I think with a little bit of time and with some more rehearsals, those things will become more and more clear. Something that maybe you want to think about sometime down the line when you're getting to the end of your maybe choreographic process of this is understanding where you want to edit your movements or your choreography, and really being precise about the ideas that you're trying to tell us. So as dancers in the piece, you also have to be on the same page for each part, so that it feels even if I don't understand the movement or I don't understand the sequencing of the choreography, your abhinay, your ultimate like sthayi bhava has to be together. It may not look the same for everyone, but at some point in time, there has to be like an underlying sthayi that works together.
Honestly, I think Otriyaka gave us like really valuable feedback. One of the main things that like I took away from what she said was there was a lot of ideas that I was telling her about that I wanted to portray for my concept, and she did say like there was a disconnect sometimes when it came to like what was being portrayed versus what I told her. So I think it was really good to know, it's kind of like having an audience perspective beforehand. So it's good to know that because now I know what to fix, what to look for when I'm selecting songs, when I'm selecting my piece, making choreo. And I think like overall expressions, I kind of already like did know that our expressions were weak, but I think it was nice for the girls to hear it from somebody else too, because I think now they understand why I tell them. And like honestly, they haven't had a lot of time to practice, so I don't blame them at all. Like they were more focused on figuring out the moves. But honestly, like her feedback was so good, so valuable, and like I would do it again if like we could with the whole piece.
I'm extremely excited to see what the girls are going to be putting on for July 13th at Nritya Pravaham, seeing how they're shaping up their choreography today and what's going to be executed on that day. I'm sure will be significantly different, as these girls are going to have the time to spend with each other, all the energy to be in each other's spaces, to get to know each other, and seeing how the synergy amongst each of them is going to take place and progress as the days come along.